Oh. Too big. Hello everyone, I'm Carius, and today we're going to be looking at a Diatron. I'm going to show off how to turn this blaster into something that works way smoother than a stock Diatron. Will be compatible with any off-brand Vortex discs, and will even gain the ability to shoot only one disc at a time if you load only one disc. So we're going to open this up, and I'm going to show you all the different locks and nonsense that you can remove from this blaster to make it operate way better. This particular Diatron is thrifted, so who knows what's going to be inside as far as dirt and weirdness, but it seems mostly intact and it still fires and works. So I've just thrifted a lot of blasters, and sometimes you end up with stuff like rusted to pieces, like some kid left the blaster outside for a month. But usually when you see that, the actual blaster itself is sun bleached too, so nothing like that here. Fast forward through all the screwing. Now if I'm remembering correctly, there was something going on when opening up this blaster that made it tricky. Ah, okay. So you just have to prime it in order to get this actually off of here. There we go. Let's see if I can remember all the different nonsense that we've got in here. This whole thing should just come right out. Got the rail, it's separate. That's kind of neat. This is clipped in place so that it's not a separate part that'll jump out at you. Okay, and this is a separate piece. There's a screw right here. Is that the only one? Oh yeah, okay. So there's this screw right here to remove the entire internals of the Diatron. I'm trying to remember what parts are actually unnecessary. Pretty sure this is a lock. Yes. These pieces here can be removed. That's a prime lock. Makes it so you can't fire the blaster with the arm out. Without this, I believe you can deprime the blaster, which is kind of nice. Then up top here, got these two screws. So you don't need any of that either. So we're going to need to open up the top here, which we got two screws and a bunch of clips, I think. Two clips on this side, three on this side. Luckily these are easy ones to unclip, except for maybe this one. Oh, there we go. Now this whole top should come off. Maybe. Ah, okay. So you gotta remove this little white thing off of this clip. Oh, that was easier than I thought. Go find that after it flew across the room. Now all of this comes off, and we have our firing mechanism alongside this bumper thing. It keeps it from destroying itself. So these are garbage. It's two locks that make it so you can't fire the blaster unless you have these two discs perfectly situated. So that needs to go. If I can remember how to take them out. Oh, these are separate. Okay. So you can just pull these out. Actually, just pull this pin out, and then they both should come out pretty easily. Just going to remove this spring for now, get it out of the way. The levers are gone, but there's still the two pins that are the actual locking parts, and those need to go. And you can remove those by first taking these two little snaps, unsnapping them, and it should take out this whole mechanism here. Still just a pin. Oh, there we go. you can just kind of rip it out. I believe this whole thing can be left out too. Now, I'm not seeing anything in the way of the trigger. So I should be able to just fire it. Nope, something else. Ah, okay. So we have a lock under here. Yeah, I believe this lock makes it so that you can't fire it with the magazine door open, which is another thing we don't need. So let's take that out too. But how can I get into that piece? Oh, do I just pull the trigger back and then rip it out? Yeah. So it's clipped into place under the trigger. So we got to pull the trigger back all the way and kind of pry it past these two little clips. Actually, yeah, I don't need those. So I'm going to actually snip these two clips that are holding this lock in place. There we go. Now I should be able to pull back the trigger. Yeah, and it just pops out. So now that's gone. So you don't need that. We're actually just going to remove this part and see if that causes me any problems. I don't think it should. And now that it is all lock removed, I can deprime it, which is kind of nice. So that should be it for this piece. Now the top here, we've got another weird lock that can be removed. This thing, you can remove that with these two snaps. So now this whole piece should come off. Yep, there it goes. This thing is an unloader. It interfaces with this switch up here. So that's probably worth keeping in. And then here we have what looks to be a broken ratcheting mechanism. There's a piece chipped off of it. That's weird. But I'm pretty sure this can be removed as well. This, I believe, is just a ratcheting mechanism that makes it so that this is a one-way prime. You don't need that. We got these two springs. If I can get a hold of them. Don't need those. And the other bit here, pretty sure I don't need that either. So that comes out, this comes out. Can remove every piece from the top section except for this little roller that's pinned in place and this sliding piece here that lets you unload loaded discs. So we've taken out basically every piece of this blaster that is not the launcher, the little dart gate for the magazine or disc gate, the catch, which is right here, the trigger, and all the housing for everything, and the magazine release. And then the top here is now just a shield that holds everything in place, plus the unloader tab thing. Snap this back together and put these two screws back in. We should have something that'll launch discs just by itself. Put the spring back on its little guide back here. Kind of snap it into place. Can rotate it a little bit until it gets situated. Okay, and the follower goes in so that this open cutout is toward the back here. And there we go. We should actually be able to load and fire this. So I'm gonna try exactly that. I'm gonna throw 4 discs into here. 4 off-brand discs that do definitely jam up in this blaster when it's stock. I'm gonna prime it, which is way smoother without that ratchet. Make sure the 2 discs get put in there. Oh, am I getting stuck? Maybe there is something going on with this piece. So I've got 2 loaded. I think there's something going wrong with the dart gate, so I'm gonna take a look at that, but it is working. I think I need to change that. So I'm gonna take this top piece back off. Yeah, because this piece is getting stuck. This hook here is getting stuck on the 3rd disc. And I wonder if it's because this piece is missing. But I'm gonna put this piece back in and see if that helps. And remember, this slides under here, so you gotta kind of pop it open, pop it up. snap this under it. And let's see if that helps the feeding. I'm going to load it again with 4 discs. Because we're trying to make sure that this actually feeds 2 and then doesn't get stuck. Huh. That seems like it worked. But yeah. It's working now. So you're not going to want to remove that piece. And I'll put a note in the video to kind of remind you that I have to go back and put it back in later so that you don't take it out. Now, I'm pretty sure all the rest of this nonsense is not needed. So I'm going to put the blaster back together, and that should just involve slotting this whole mess back into the shell here, seeing the trigger spring back in place, popping everything back, and then screwing in this one screw. Make sure your follower is in the right orientation. That should be it. Just put these... Oh, oops. I forgot the stop. That's important. No wonder it sounded louder. So it works without this, but you don't want to leave this piece out. Yeah, that is important. Now we put it back. Add in our top part here. Add in our front part. Do that in the opposite order. Front part, then top part, apparently. Or maybe at the same time, so that you can pop everything together. Yeah, they kind of pop into each other up here, so you might want to just put them both in at the same time. Okay, now you've got to prime it to feed the priming lever through this hole. Oh yeah, this actually needs to be engaged into this door here. There we go. Yeah, make sure your follower is actually in the right place. It's always easier to put blasters together if you take all the screws out. I'm just being lazy and doing it the hard way. But like here is a screw that has gone sideways and is in the way of putting the blaster together. There we go. Now I should be able to screw everything together and it'll work. All right. It's so much smoother. Like it's a night and day difference using this versus a stock Diatron. All right, so you can fit 10 in here. I wonder if you can fit more with these off-brand discs. 11. And you can prime it. Add 2 more. So now there's 13. Got 11 in the clip and 2 in the chamber. So you got 2 discs loaded. Okay, the last disc will fire, but if you're holding the blaster tilted forward, it's going to fall out on you. But you can, on a modded Diatron, load 1 disc in there, prime it, and fire 1 disc. And it shoots a little harder because it's meant to shoot 2, and now you're only shooting 1. So you do have that 1 backup disc, but if you're running around with it or tilting the blaster downward and you've only loaded 1, it's going to fall out the front. 2 discs sit in there nicely. 1 can go diagonal and then fall out of that hole that it's being held in. All right, so let's go over everything we removed here. We got this double pin, 2 disc locks that makes it so you can only fire it if 2 discs are perfectly put in there. 2 levers that actually go to those disc locks, as well as a pin and some springs. I don't know which springs it is, doesn't really matter. A bunch of springs. We have a prime lock and the housing for that. We've got another disc lock, I believe, or some sort of lock from the top of the discs. We've got a ratcheting lock and 2 springs. We've got this thing, which is just a cover to make it so that you can't like put your finger in here. Like it just covers up this part. It's not actually necessary. And then we've got a bunch of other pieces, and then here is the magazine lock that won't let you fire it if this is open, and the housing for this one. So let me lay out all these pieces so that you can get a good final view. of everything that you don't need. So here's all the parts that we took out. A lot of stuff that's not necessary. And the blaster works way better now. It's way smoother. You can do whatever you want as far as loading and unloading. When you prime the blaster, you have this extra little movement here, and that actually opens the dart gate. So if you have already primed the blaster and there's no discs in it, you need to then do that again after you've added discs to load the discs into the chamber. But now you can deprime it, which is awesome. So you don't have to leave it primed. And it's no longer one of those blasters where you can only deprime it by loading it and firing it, which is a problem with most Vortex blasters. And it will shoot one disc at a time if you wanted to, but only if you've only got one loaded. It's always going to shoot two if you've got at least two in it, but you can just load one and shoot it now. All right, I'm just going to do a little firing test and wrap up the video. Please excuse the mess on the table. I'm working on a bigger project. And also please excuse the fact that this is a different Diatron. It is modded identically. The one that I recorded modding is now part of a larger project, so I grabbed my other one. And we're going to try the FPS with the off-brand discs. 47 with 2. 42. 43. 43 again. 47. 47 again. And then I have one extra disc, which should get a little bit higher FPS because there's only one instead of two. 57. So you get decent FPS if you just load in one disc, which you can do. And if you have an odd number of discs in the clip, your last shot will shoot one. And then you'll kind of also get a warning that you have run out of ammo and you should refill the clip, which is kind of nice. Got the Diatron with the cool tribal tattoos on it. Because the one that I modded for the video is currently a part of this monstrosity. More on that later. So with all those pieces removed, the Diatron operates way smoother. And is capable of shooting one disc at a time, which means you can prime it and drop a disc down the front and shoot it, or you can drop one disc in the magazine, prime it, and it shoots one disc, and the one disc shoots a little farther than two does. And also something you couldn't do before that you can now is deprime it. Just a much smoother, nicer to use blaster. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Hope this helped you make a Diatron not suck. Got some cool projects in the works. Stay tuned for these. Got me some other shiny things to review. A lot of cool stuff coming up. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video, and until then, this has been Carius, reminding you to have fun. The treat drawer summons the kitty. Let's try again. They want the treats. One for you. And one for you. Don't fight. You will get one. Oh no, my hands taste like treat.